All right, this is Tom again. Glad you made it. Here we go. I'm about to switch you over into a PowerPoint presentation. Now, you're not going to see my face anymore, which I know isn't going to be a problem, but you will hear my voice. And what I'm doing is I'm explaining step by step each one of these sales and marketing methods so you can install them into your dealership right away. Okay? Now, I want you to make sure you hang on all the way to the end, too, because I've got a super huge bonus, totally free bonus, that's going to be, only for a few people, but it is huge, and it's probably going to include you. So anyway, I'll see you at the end, and I hope you enjoy it. See you later. The frustrations of missing clients, an out-of-balance sales team, lost momentum, and unfulfilled profits all come to an end today. See, these big 7 sales and marketing methods that I'm going to show you today are going to be your keys to reclaiming a dynamic sales force and a reputation of selfless leadership in your community and in your market. And it's going to result in a vault of sheer raw profit for you. So let me show you some revealing survey results taken from about 1,400 car dealers and GMs and car salespeople that I did about 3 months ago. So I asked the dealers first. This is the first question. What's your biggest challenge of growing your business today? Well, the number 1 answer is getting good people. All right. Now, remember that one. The number 2 answer is actually closing more deals. No surprise there. Well, then I asked the salespeople, what's your biggest challenge in building your career? The number 1 answer was closing more deals. Well, the number 2 answer is dealing with my boss. Now, that's not good because that's team members versus team members. It's like both sides have a problem with one another when in fact there shouldn't be any sides at all. You see, the message of how your dealership is the most valuable business in your community and your market gets lost when finger pointing begins and you lose clients and big dollars. But when the team works together under the power of a single message, well, your dealership instantly transforms into a steady cash creating machine. And the number 1 strategy to use begins with this refreshingly simple Big 7 deployment game plan. That's what it's called. Now, just about any plan can be simple if you do it right. And to do anything right, you follow a proven formula. So here are the Big 7 in order. Step 1, USP. Now, in just a few moments, I'm going to explain each one of these. Step 2 is find the leaks. Step 3, install internet selling method. 4, install face-to-face selling method. 5, install phone call sales method. 6, install database management program. And then finally 7 is C+R equals M. Again, it'll all be explained in just a moment. So step 1, defining the USP. If you haven't heard of that before, the USP stands for your unique selling proposition, because that really answers the question, why is your dealership unique to your market, to your people, your potential clients? You see, your clients right now, they're gagging on dozens of made-up word tracks being thrust down their throats, mostly by salespeople. Even sales managers are doing it. The word track that's not being used, though, is your USP. Now, whether that's just a lineup, a sentence or something like that, it's really not it. It's what you mean to your community from your words, from your heart. You see? Because just doing and saying whatever it takes to get a deal done, that kills your message. It kills your USP and ultimately destroys your future. The whole doing whatever it takes, there's a lot of manipulation behind that. If we get rid of all the crap today, that's the case. We can't do that anymore. But you see, you do need the best people, right? And yes, to get these people, you need to be considered the best dealership to work for anywhere. And that begins with your USP. So let's move on to step 2. Now we got to find the leaks. Where's this USP in the first place, right? Which we just had to reclaim it, had to refine it. And where's it leaking? Where is it not being delivered? All right. Well, here's 7 points that you have to look at because this is where you're going to find those leaks. First, you're going to find it in your selling methods. Most selling methods today, they're stale and out of date, and they cause problems for a certain section of your clients. And that section of those clients, they're leaving you, they're writing bad things about you on the internet, and they're buying someplace else. Old school selling, that's out now, right? Then look into your transitions. That's number 2 up there. That's the transitions between your salespeople, your sales managers, and your finance people. You see, your salespeople are responsible for getting 100% of the story of your clients. What's going on in their lives? What solutions are they looking for, and why are they looking for solutions? That information has to be transferred to the sales manager and then ultimately has to be transferred to the finance team. You see, when the finance team only ends up with about 20% of the info, you lose deals. That's a fact. Okay, the third thing up there is finance. When you got the finance department looking at whose department's going to win between the finance and the sales department, well, you're losing deals. That's what's happened. And most importantly, you're losing gross profitability. Number 4 up there is the BDC client interactions. You see, if you don't even have a BDC, you need to have something like it. But BDCs, which are business development centers, they are not to be used as informational kiosks. They are part of the sales team, and you have to use them that way. The 5th thing to look at is your measurements. You got to measure a ton of stuff. I know it and you know it. We've both been doing it forever. But you can't be just good and blind at it. You see, you could be good at measuring things, and then you see every mistake that's being made on paper. The problem is that sometimes that makes you blind to the moment of interaction between your salespeople and your sales managers, well, any of your people, and the client. You have to find out those moments and understand really what took place. Because remember, 90% of communication is nonverbal. You got to find those things. The 6th part, marketing. Is your marketing just giving away your USP all to price? Is everything about price and how cheap you can make it and how you're giving away free cars and all that stuff? I'm not saying those are the worst things in the world, but do they meet up to your USP? If not, you got to change your marketing. And marketing's all over the place. It's not just, radio spots and things like that, but it's also social and reputation and, well, you know. All right. And the 7th thing, compensation and recognition programs. And by the way, do not discount the power of recognition programs over just compensation, because you can't just be competitive. You need to dominate others to get the best salespeople and to have the best dealership with the best reputation. Okay, so then we move on to step 3 once we have discovered where it's leaking, because now we got to patch them. So step 3, install internet selling method. It's the first thing to do. Now, your client, they want to know availability, pricing, and sometimes features on your cars when they contact us where? On the internet and through email, things like that. Now, do you think they want to buy a car? Of course they want to buy a car. So you need a specific proven selling method that creates ravenous, bloodthirsty clients who starve for your riveting and hypnotic package of unique and extraordinary benefits. If your current methodology doesn't do that, you've got the wrong one. And unfortunately, I got to tell you, because I study it and I know this industry well, there is more damaging training that's taking place out in our industry than there is good. Not cool. Step 4, then, you have to install a face-to-face selling method that's going to work like we need it to. Now, check this out. Your clients are wrong about their car choice 82% of the time. So when they first arrive and they meet your team and they suggest a vehicle that they want or want pricing on, they're wrong 82% of the time. So why do your people keep following your client's car choice when it's wrong nearly every time? It's absolutely crazy. So you need a new method, a new face-to-face selling method, and you got to install it right away. Step 5, you have to install a phone call sales method, but one that's about mastery of phone call sales. And the number one reason people call on a specific car is to find out if it's available. Did you know that? Now, by the way, if they're looking to see if it's available, do they want to buy? Again, it's almost silly. Of course they want to buy if they want to know if it's available. Right? Well, your people believe the top priority is to get the client's phone number as opposed to just helping them buy the car. Now, why? Because that's what they've been trained to do forever. If you have it in your head that still the most important thing is to get that client's phone number, then you're really stuck in something that started somewhere about 30 years ago, 35 years ago. But today, it is not the most important thing. Go check it out. Step 6, now you have to install a database building and management program. Whew. Now this is big. All clients need to be digitally logged now. And they have to come with an enormous amount of information, most importantly, how they want to be contacted. Because it's a heck of a lot bigger than phones now. Phone is not the number one way people want to get contacted. Email and text, there you go. All clients need to be recontacted regularly. Not a tough thing to do unless all you're doing is throwing service coupons at them. That doesn't count. All clients then need to be classified as either primary or non-primary clients. Why? Because primary clients are more important to you than non-primary. Now, what makes somebody a primary client, by the way? Do you know? Right? They're the people that spend the most money and refer you the most. That's it. Right? And they're the ones that post better things about you. Right? And your people need to be responsible for creating contacts themselves. Because you know what's happening? They're just waiting for you to pound more money into your marketing so that they get more clients. What about their responsibility for creating contacts themselves? Everybody has to be responsible for doing it, right? You have to use social media as a primary tool. Videos need to be primary tools in client gathering and client managing. And you have to use behavior-based messaging. And remember that reputation is king more than ever. CSI and all that stuff, man, those are dead. You need to understand what your reputation is online because that's where people are looking. There's no other spot. All points of contact then must deliver your USP. See, we're right back to the beginning of it. And finally, step 7 is C plus R equals M. This is what it means. Commitment plus rehearsal equals mastery. Let me explain. Commitment is by the way, your own commitment to that USP, and then every single member of your team, their commitment to that USP. Once they're committed to your message, let's just call it that. It's going to be your personal, powerful, professional message. Once they're totally committed to it, then they have to rehearse it over and over again. And I'm not talking about a slogan or a speech. I'm talking about what it means in every action that they take throughout the day. Every training methodology that you're going to install, they have to rehearse those over and over because that training methodology needs to match your message. So with commitment plus rehearsal comes mastery. Pretty straightforward, eh? And this, of course, is a scaled down outline to fit the time constraints on this particular PowerPoint presentation, right? But imagine if you had a detailed version of this entire plan that was customized to fit your dealership. And what if you could get this customized sales and marketing plan at no cost and with no obligation whatsoever? Well, that's what you're going to have today. That is going to be my gift to you, a customized sales plan for your dealership at no cost, with no obligation whatsoever on your part. Now, me saying that at this point, you got to be wondering, well, what's the pitch here? I'm here to tell you there isn't one. There is no pitch I'm about to give you. Now, you might be saying, well, what's the catch? It sounds like BS. See, there is no catch. And then you might say, well, if it's for free, then it must be total crap, right? You're going to give me a plan that's stupid. Well, look, people pay me a lot to consult their businesses, train their salespeople, and write their marketing copy. And I've been begrudgingly written about and featured in dozens of industry magazines and periodicals. You know, all of them, Automotive News and Wards and Entrepreneur Magazine, all kinds of things, right? And I've been used as a featured speaker at multiple industry events like NADA, again, Wards, Automotive News, all kinds of stuff like that. And by the way, my online training courses have over 15,000 paid and non-paid members from 91 different countries. Now, could I afford to give them bad information to throw pitches and stupid catchphrases and things to just lure them in? No. And by the way, it's not in me. That's not who I want to be. I want to work with cool people and do cool things and make things better. And my materials are ripped off more than anybody else in the industry. Check it out. You'll see. If you see my training materials, my consulting materials, they're ripped off more than anybody else. And you'll know. Once you hear mine, you go, geez, yeah, I haven't heard those before. I know it. Look, you don't need any half-ass programs out there. You don't. Not in your dealership. Not what you have at stake. All right, so why would I give you a customized sales and marketing plan on my tab? Why would I pay for this whole thing and have you pay nothing? Simple. You see, I'm betting that if you find enough value in this plan, that you may want me to help you set up and launch the processes inside your dealership. And this may work better for you because it's likely I can produce far bigger results in a faster period of time. Why? Because this is what I specialize in. This is what I do. This is what I've done at my own organization, and this is what I've trained for years. And please understand, though, this is not a sales pitch in disguise at all. I'm offering this customized sales plan to you, one time only, and I'm paying the bill. period. That's it. I will never pressure or pester you in any way. In fact, once we talk on the phone, if you feel as though I've wasted even 1 second of your time, I'm going to send you my latest advanced training course for free just for your time. You see, you're going to win either way here. Now look, if you're not convinced that I'm going to help you build this custom sales plan by now with zero obligation and ignite the momentum that you truly want, then this isn't for you. That's okay. But if it is for you, and before we get started, you do need to understand this. I can't help everybody, which means I won't. You see, here's the criteria you must meet in order to get this customized sales and marketing plan. Number 1, you must sell at least 100 cars a month. You see, otherwise you may not be able to afford my services, and I'm sure this has got to make sense to you. And you must embrace modern methods of sales and marketing. If your team is total old school, I'm afraid you need to find somebody else. That isn't going to work. It's going to take too long. All right, number 3, you must like working on collaborative projects because I'm not going to do it myself. Man, I don't want to work by myself forever. I want to work with you. Create that sales plan together. That's what we need to do. Your business, your USP. 4, your staff can't be filled with whiners, knuckleheads, and douchebags. That's not going to work at all. Right? We can't have people fighting us along the way. Why? Because they're going to sabotage the whole process. We'll have to set up a consulting gig for the next 3 years. Right? Look, I work cool people only policy. That's how we get results. And number 5, you can't be on the verge of going out of business. Man, I haven't set this up to be a Hail Mary makeover session, and I'm not the new GM for the store. And I don't want to be. So there you go. So if you think you qualify, click on the link below and fill out the question sheet and tell me what's going on, right? What's going on with you? Where's the dealership going? Where are you going? What do you want to accomplish? And once I get the questions back, or the answers back, really, I'm going to evaluate for a match between us. I'm going to begin an in-depth research on your behalf of your area, your market, your dealership, your online presence, all that stuff. And then I'm going to contact you with a time to talk about the plan. All right. Now, this is going to work on a first come, first served basis, by the way, because I can't work with everybody and I can't work with everybody all at once. So only 9 dealers at any one time. That's going to make it kind of rare. So if that sounds good, click away and get started. And this is me. Just so once again, you see my ugly mug here and you welcome me back on the phone. Adios, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.